It's 3 a.m., you're sweating, you're on Dr. Google, you cannot sleep. What happens when you combine the middle of the night questions with a menopause provider, with a camera? Guess what? You get me. Your perimenopause, menopause, hot flashes, all of the weight changes, all of the mood changes. So we are gonna give you real, honest, and answers based in science. Let's get to it. And I'm having a hot flash. Your period stopped, skipped, came back, and your questions never stopped. Let's really try to decode bleeding patterns, birth control needs, and all of the confusion, because guess what? The last thing you want is pregnancy when you least expect it. That is a great question, because the doses in hormonal pills or the ring or the patch really do alter what's happening in your body. One of the most common things is that weight or mood or sleep start to shift, and that is that precursor to me as a provider to know something else is going on. It is true, and I've seen it. In perimenopause, because those eggs are still present, though a smaller count and a lesser quality, you can still get pregnant. In this perimenopausal period, missing cycles, skipping cycles is normal. The chance, especially over the age of 40 and 45, is less than 1% that you can spontaneously get pregnant. This could potentially help you in that nervousness. Oh my God, my period has skipped. Always want to confirm, especially if you feel pregnancy symptoms. Missing a cycle is probably less related to pregnancy and more related to perimenopause. As hormones fluctuate in perimenopause, it should not directly affect or alter a pregnancy result. Different hormones. If this is something that's on your family planning radar, this is where you want to touch base with your provider and maybe link in a fertility specialist. We call it post-menopausal bleeding. So if you've been that 366 days without a cycle, without blood, you are in menopause. Believe it or not, the most common cause is due to vaginal dryness. For women that are on hormone therapy, specifically for the menopausal transition, bleeding, irregular spotting is very common within the first year of starting hormonal therapy. When you do have bleeding postmenopausally, you want to make sure that you touch base with your provider, because if there is an abnormal growth, whether from the uterine wall, through the cervix, vaginal tissue, or along the vulva, that is something that you don't want to miss. Definitely something to see a provider about. That is the $1,000,000, trillion-dollar question. The answer is maybe, and that is a tough pill to swallow. Every pun intended. What's happening with a contraceptive level of hormone is suppression. Your body saying, I've got this, don't ovulate. And when you're transitioning through this perimenopausal period, your hormonal needs and requirements are going to be different. What we need to do is look at the age, the context, and the symptoms in the perimenopausal decade to really tailor and tweak when those higher contraceptive levels of estrogen and progesterone need to be switched, that we don't need as much suppression of the ovaries. If anything, we need more support of those hormones. Definitely a conversation that should be had on a regular basis.